Saliba tries to get back. He makes the challenge. Celebrates. He had to make that.
What if the best defender in the Premier League right now isn't Virgil van Dijk, but someone else? We'd never imagine. The throne we thought was unshakable might already be slipping. Even Van Dijk himself once admitted, "I was nowhere near where he is today." That's the man himself giving respect to William Saliba. Here's the truth nobody admits about William Saliba. He is quietly redefining what it means to be an elite center back. And if you think that's an exaggeration, stay with us, because by the end of this video, you'll see why even legends like Sergio Ramos have entered the conversation when his name comes up. Just scroll through Twitter or Instagram and you'll see the same narrative every time. VVD is still the king. Saliba just plays in a good system under Arteta. Fans echo it. Social media is hyping Van Dijk's aura and legacy. Meanwhile, Saliba's brilliance is ignored, as if he's just another cog in Arsenal's high press. But when you strip the bias away and actually break down the numbers and the performances, you realize that William Saliba is something else completely. So let's discover his truth. Saliba joined Arsenal as a teenager back in 2019. He didn't explode into the team like Van Dijk did at Liverpool. Instead, his rise was quiet and steady, almost understated. Loan spells at Saint Etienne, Nice, and Marseille hardened him. By the time he returned to Arsenal, he was no longer a prospect. He was a leader in the making. From the moment he stepped into the Premier League, Saliba looked like he belonged. Calm under pressure, reading the game like a chess player. Strong, fast, and here's the kicker: he never flustered. Not once. Fast forward to today. At just 24, he's the defensive foundation of an Arsenal side chasing titles again, already commanding respect across Europe. Remember the 2022-23 season? Arsenal was leading the Premier League, playing some of their best football in years. But then, Saliba got injured, and everything started to crumble. He missed the final 11 league matches with a back issue, and without him, Arsenal's defense fell apart. They drew 3, lost 3, and conceded a wave of sloppy goals they'd rarely allowed before. The high line looked shaky. The composure disappeared. The collapse wasn't about tactics. It was about losing their defensive anchor. That run of games told you everything you need to know about how vital Saliba is to Arsenal's success. Fast forward to the present day, and it's a different story. In both the 2023-24 season and the 24-25 season, Saliba has been a constant, durable, unshakable, available. He's played nearly every minute and led the league's best defense from the front foot. Even former Arsenal captain William Gallas came out and said it. Saliba is the best defender in the Premier League this season. And that raises the bigger question. If he's already doing this at 24, what's his prime going to look like at 28? Before we answer that, let's give flowers to the man whose shadow still looms over every center-back debate: Virgil van Dijk. Now, let's be fair. Van Dijk deserves all the praise. His peak transformed Liverpool from nearly men to European champions. His recovery pace, aerial dominance, and almost robotic calmness set the standard. Van Dijk, for years, was the benchmark, a leader, the gold standard. If we said that he made defending look like a samba dance, it wouldn't be wrong. He was too good at intimidating strikers without even touching them. And for years, he was the reference point, the guy every defender was compared to. But here's the thing: football evolves. And right now, Saliba is playing the game in ways Van Dijk never had to. Okay, now here's where it gets interesting. Van Dijk operates like a safety net. He sits deep, controls the space, dominates in the air, and sweeps danger away. Saliba is clinical and precise. He thrives in Arsenal's aggressive high line. His positioning is laser sharp, his interceptions perfectly timed, and his ability to carry the ball out of the defense turns pressure into attack instantly. That's quite a sight to see. Now just take Arsenal's 2-0 win at Villa Park, for instance. Aston Villa tried repeatedly to spring Ollie Watkins in behind with long balls. That's a smooth act by Saliba. His positioning, his recovery speed, and his ability to win duels cleanly killed chance after chance. One sequence in the 30th minute summed it up. Watkins dragged Gabriel out of position, but Saliba saw it coming, covered the gap in a split second, and cleared danger before Villa could attack. That's the street smartness most defenders lack. So yeah, the only difference is Van Dijk stops you and Saliba slices through you. Both are elite class, but one fits modern football's demand for proactive defenders in high press far better. Let's not just mumble fan tweets and legends' remarks to justify how good Saliba is. The numbers back it up. So when you look at the data, his truth only gets stronger. Last season, Saliba had one of the highest defensive duel success rates in Europe, despite playing in Arsenal's aggressive high line. He completed 87 out of 88 passes against Villa. He ranked among Europe's top center backs for progressive passes, ball carries, and recoveries under pressure. Now compare that to Van Dijk's numbers. No doubt they're still strong, but not untouchable. His dual win percentage has slipped, and his passing, while safe, lacks the line-breaking ambition Saliba brings. And here's the most shocking part. Some fans have whispered his name alongside Sergio Ramos. I get it. At first, that sounds absurd. Ramos is a serial winner, a legend. But think about it. Ramos at 24 wasn't without flaws either. He was raw, emotional, sometimes reckless. Saliba at 24 is the opposite. More measured, calculated, and unbothered. So the most scary part is this. If he adds Ramos's leadership and VVD's old age expertise to his already flawless technical game, we might be talking about someone who's better than both super legends. All right, we agree the stats and comparisons are okay, but it's the big moments, the real moments that matter. You have to watch Saliba against Manchester City. Erling Haaland barely got a sniff. Against Liverpool, he neutralized Darwin Núñez with ice-cold composure. At Villa Park, he pulled off that recovery tackle on Jacob Ramsey, a sliding intervention timed to the millisecond, snuffing out a certain goal. That moment went viral, and for good reason. It wasn't just speed, but strength. The type of defending that separates the good from the best. At 24, Saliba already looks this prime. Imagine him at 28, entering his icon prime. That's where the debate really gets interesting. So why does nobody admit the truth about William Saliba? Why does the narrative cling to Van Dijk? It's simple. Saliba isn't loud. He doesn't dominate highlight reels with wild tackles. He doesn't give sound bites that go viral. He plays in a system, and people confuse that efficiency for dependency. But here's the twist. What makes him boring to casual fans is exactly what makes him elite. He doesn't chase glory. Instead, he kills danger quietly, effectively, and ruthlessly. It's time he got his worth noticed loud and clear. This isn't about disrespecting Van Dijk. It's about recognizing new prime talent. Van Dijk set the standard, but if you're building a defense for the next 5 years, who would you pick? The 33-year-old legend nearing retirement? Or the 24-year-old in his prime in time? Even Real Madrid is circling. Reports say that they see Saliba as the long-term heir to Sergio Ramos. Saliba himself admitted Ramos is his idol. For me, he's the best in history. When Arsenal faced Seville in the Champions League, he even tried to swap shirts with him. But then he said, "I want to win big things with Arsenal. If you leave without winning, people forget you." That's a player already thinking about making history. Here's the truth nobody admits. The Van Dijk era is closer to its end whether you like it or not. And if William Saliba keeps defending like this, we're watching the next gold standard. The real question isn't whether he's the best now. It's whether anyone in the next decade can stop him from becoming the greatest. That's it for now, but we'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you agree with us? Is William Saliba the next legend at par with Dijk? Or is he just a great player for the moment with no prime future as Ramos? We think he is indeed VVD 2.0, and the world will accept the truth sooner rather than later. Hey, before you go, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. You know we've got a lot more amazing football stories.